Hey guys, just finished watching Arrow season 3, episode 2. This is, I think it's called Sarah. You'll be up in the title again there. Uh, this one is definitely, it was just the death of Sarah Lance, of the Canary. It was definitely pretty good. I guess off the bat, I give it an 8 out of 10 because it was, for the episode it is pretty good. You can believe it is very, you know, it's just it was very good. The only thing I didn't get that I really didn't understand is that Laura was so sad, like at the point of you know like when she was with Oliver and all of them and all the Arrow crew and stuff like that, and when she was with all of them, and then when she was near her dad, she was not sad at all. Like that didn't it just to me it didn't really hold up. Like how could she go from being super sad and then super sad and like super sad and then holding it and then super sad and then it didn't really connect to me. Like there was no like she should have been just being near her, being seeing her dad and holding holding the secret that her father doesn't know. I think this is just going to destroy her. I don't think she would be able to do it, be able to even see him without crying, because he doesn't know. I think that would always be in the back of her head. So I don't know why she didn't tell him when she almost did. Yeah, he's on his meds and whatnot, but big deal. Everyone's always on meds. He'll get over it. He's a cop, he's a captain of the police department. He sees some pretty crazy stuff that's gonna could send him for a loop. So I think he can handle it. Yeah, it's his daughter and it's his total different, but he handled it last time. Um, maybe he wasn't sick, but still, it was just you know I just think that he would. I just think that she would end up telling him. She would have told him instead of not telling him because of how uh, how like uncontrollably set uncontrollably emotionally she was. When they were burying her, when in the under the club, and all those places, and then she would go from being super sad and then all of a sudden talking to her father, being okay, holding it, and then being super sad again, and it just didn't. It just to me, it just didn't. I just think that she would have told her father, right away that at least the second time she would have told it because I don't think that she would have been able to hold it in that hard that much, and like I don't think she'd be able to hold it in that much, especially around him and stuff like that. Um, but other than that, I think it was pretty good. That's why I still give it an 8. The whole Diggle naming his daughter Sarah. I think that was pretty cool. It could be a little bit cliche, but still it's still pretty cool, and I like it. I mean, I just don't think like this. Yeah, like Diggle was kind of close with Sarah. Like he. I mean, he was just as close as as Felicity was with Sarah. But I don't see that how she uh, how Lila actually was. She wasn't that close with Sarah at all. She barely knew her. Just much as close as she was with Roy or any of them. But then again, it's still a cool idea. And I guess the idea of naming it after someone that important who's done that much good, and I don't know. I just think it is a cool idea. But then in the end, there are little things that just don't to me. Like why would they want to name her that? I understand why Diggle would, but would she Lila want to name her? But then again, it makes sense. It works. It was pretty cool. Um, the whole Thea part that was pretty interesting. That's pretty. It was okay. It was a lot of other than the whole being the whole death of of uh, uh, of Sarah. It was very very interesting, and the Thea parts was pretty cool. It seemed very reminiscent of the episode of Smallville, like season 5, where the death of Jonathan Kent. After that, where it was the funeral of Jonathan Kent. That whole I think is in the snow, it was very similar episode to that, but you know, except not so much musical ish of the episode, and you know, this is very like reminiscent, but very different at the same time. You know, it was they're both funeral episodes, but you know, the one with Jonathan Kent, everyone knew and everything was there was nothing hiding. This one is the same thing, but no one like Detective Lance or what is it, Captain Lance now doesn't know. The mother doesn't know. Laura's mother, Dinah Lance, doesn't know. You know, all of those people, you know, they're not there. So it's only the few people. Actually, yeah, I think it's only the people that would have been there, if anything, at least that I know of. You know, other than family member that you know would have been Detective Lance and Sarah uh, and um, and and Sarah and her and his wife there, Dinah Lance. You know, I don't know. I mean, even even now that all this is over, I mean, it kind of like the whole idea of, you know, of before this whole idea of Sarah Lance, you know, being the canary with the arrow and whatnot, you know, hanging out with the arrow. Like last season, she was hanging out with the arrow and dating Oliver Queen at the same time. You know, he never put that two and two together, but you know, also he didn't want to at the end, so that was there was that. Um, but other than that, I think it was pretty good in this episode. You know, I think that Laura Wood should have told Sarah Captain Lance, but you know, I just think that she would have because it would have had more consistency with her grieving and her, you know, not able to like she almost killed someone, and she was so um, grieving and whatnot. And whereas you know this is the one who wanted to the Laurel who wanted to kill who wanted to arrest the arrow take the arrow down because he was killing people, you know. So and now she's killing because she's so grief stricken whatever, that you know she almost killed someone and turned out to be innocent person, um, you know. So I think that that person who's that you know grief stricken whatever is that sad, you know, and that emotionally distressed and you know, I think that person would have told her father, you know, that her sister, his daughter, is dead. You know, that person who couldn't rationally think during that situation, you know, and just went let the emotions take a hold of her. You know, I don't think she would have been able to hold it, you know, in front of her father. You know, I think she definitely would have told him. But that's just me, and yeah, and definitely interesting. The bits with Brandon Routh was just pretty. It was okay, you know. With Ray Palmer, he was, you know, now that Felicity's getting the job there. Um, Now, I think what Felicity should have done is, and I think what I don't think I think it would be quite a funny though, but if it actually worked, because you know, why else would like if Felicity told told Ray Palmer that you know you want me, you have to hire me and Oliver, because Oliver doesn't have a job right now. So, you know, and he's going to need a job soon. He can't just live off of what he has left for a long time. And yeah, he's making his arrows, so it doesn't cost him there. Still, it's like he spends all his time, you know, doing that. And he's not going to be able to make a living, you know, unless he's just signing stuff and selling it on eBay, selling his autograph on eBay. Um, you know, I don't see that. I think it would be quite funny though, quite a good story, quite interesting story if she did something like that, saying you gotta hire Oliver Queen, you know, so that he could slowly get his way in and slowly finally become even with the same playing field, evenly job related with with uh, with uh, with Felicity, and he could be, you know, she could just be his secretary, he could be his manager or whatnot. I think that would definitely be a funny story to to go through. Have Oliver working for Ray Palmer, since he needs a job and he doesn't have time to go get another job. He just needs something, you know, to do, you know, a job. I think that would be definitely the way to do it. Yeah. or maybe he could somehow work for Star Labs. We'll see. I don't know. Tell me what you think. What type of job should I ever get? Tell me in the comments below. Peace out, guys.